only one Delaware Park, the greatest one. Delaware Park, tradition lives on, excitement second to none. There's only one Delaware.
Goes in. They're ready. Away and running. Slow to go as sometimes I do. Good speed one from the inside from Clever Tiger. Up the inside category Cinco now tries to strike the top. And Big Tone C is right there too in a cozy and handy third. Skull Runner, 3 passes off the rail, the clear cut fourth. Sometimes I do might have botched it at the start and nothing from the long shot Tyrant Regime. So pace of plenty on a sultry day and they're stacking up 4 across the track. Big Tone C corners first. Sticking with that one is Clever Tiger. Up the inside is Category Cinco, and Skull Runner's committed to a wide kick. Sometimes I Do is trying to recover after a slow start, and these are the 5 principles with a quarter to go. So Big Tone C leads the challenge past the quarter. Chasing in second is Clever Tiger. Still scraping the paint is Category Cinco, and Skull Runner loom with those white blinkers as they turn for home. Still multiple chances, and now Clever Tiger battles back inside the final furlong with a half-length lead. Big Tone C is a leg weary second. Skull Runner continues to close in, but running out of ground and running out of time. A 5-1 winner is Clever Tiger. Big Tone C is in a photo with Skull Runner. Category Cinco is fourth. This race is in the gate. Away and running. Good speed today from 2:35 at 1 o'clock. Up the inside, My Danny Boy, and Krug is right there too. Redu now taps on the brakes to be in fourth. The Miracle Silver is caught wide with 7.5 furlongs to go. Bahama Channel's in front of 2 with Spectrier taking the trail up the rail, and Hollywood Close-Up would have to pass them all, so it's a well-strung out field. Midpoint of the first turn. 2:35 controls the clock and shows the way by 1 throttled length. My Danny Boy is right there, keen to go, but the jockey says no, and Krug now passes that rival, and so does Radio on the far outside. Those 4 have kicked away by 2. Miracle Silver's had the wide trip. Bahama Channel with no excuses still in front of 2. Spectre takes the inside route, and Hollywood Close-Up still brings up the rear. Midpoint of the backstretch run, 2:35 still on top with the pace in his hands. Shows the way a length and a half. Krug is right there under a loose rein, trying to stick to that one in second. My Danny Boy's a ground-saving third and starts to advance just a touch. Radio needs to do a little bit better, a struggling fourth. Spectrier's trying to get on track, and now Hollywood Close-Up is starting to mount a furious challenge on the far outside in the blue cap. Around the bend with a quarter to go. 2:35 has led him a long way. My Danny Boy gaining inches on this leader. Krug is wide just at this one pace, and Hollywood Close-Up continues to rally very deep. They swing, and 2:35 has led him a long way. Had that speed coddled on the back of the track and is kicked away by 3 open lengths. Spectrier is running into it with the red blinkers, and My Danny Boy stays at the rail. 100 yards to go, and 2:35 7-2 and is home and cooled out. 2:35 has won it. Spectrier was second, My Danny Boy was third, and a photo between Hollywood Close-Up and Krug for fourth. Set. Away and running. Great speed today from Hendrickson. Clears nicely. Let It Rightness is also right there too. And Street Rockin's had a tough trip and had a slam on the brakes. And Country Charlie's moving on through. Holla at Your Boy came away in that fifth place position, but is 4 paths deep. Diamond Mace is in front of 2, which is Valley Rolling Tide. And last of all is Batuta de Oro. So as they settle into stride, it's Country Charlie from gate 1 today. Shows the way past the 5.5 and leads by 2. Street Rockin's now a relaxed second, and trying to team up with that one is Let It Rightness on the far outside, now a joint second. Hendrickson stays glued at the rail in 4th, and the gray is Holla at Your Boy in that 5th place position. There's a gap of 2 back to Valley Rolling Tide, who's the wider runner. Diamond Mesa stays ground saving, and Batuta de Oro still hasn't moved a muscle in last. Down to the 3.5 furlong pole they go. Country Charlie continues to make play. Jockey asks for more, and he releases the brakes to lead by 2. Chasing in second is Street Rockin coming under a ride. So is Let It Rightness in that 3rd place position. Holla at Your Boy starting to close sweetly in the red cap. And Hendrickson is blocked for a run, and so is Diamond Mesa. This is up for grabs at the top of the stretch. Country Charlie facing an onslaught of challengers. Holla at Your Boy is right there. Street Rockin trying to punch on through, and Diamond Mesa continues this wide charge, and Hendrickson's behind rivals. Country Charlie still digging. Street Rockin still chasing down to 2. Country Charlie and Street Rockin got it to be Country Charlie, Hendrickson, and Diamond Mesa. Away and running. Great start from John and the crew. Principia is the first one to break the line, but Carol Girl is right there too. And those two pick up velocity around this first turn. Brown Sugar Babe came away a relaxed 3rd, and Divine Exchange, looking for 3 in a row, now takes that 3rd place spot. Make Me Believe's in front of 1, and Alexa's Dream is last of all. So around the first turn they go in a paceless affair. Principia shows the way past the 6 and shows the way 3/4 of a length. Divine Exchange is right there on hold in second, and Carol Girl is also a patiently ridden joint second now as they point towards the backstretch run. Bound Sugar Babe is hounded by every side, including Make Me Believe, who's 3 deep for the back of the track run, and Alexa's Dream is last of all, but only 3 lengths would cover tip to tail. So Principia, trying to play coy with the opposition today, leads him past the half, and the lead's still 3/4 of a tight length. Divine Exchange is right there, eyeballing her speed every step of the way, and Carol Girl hasn't waved the white flag yet. Make Me Believe needs to go and go now. Same can be said for Brown Sugar Babe, and now last of all is Alexa's Dream. They're at the 5/16, and Principia still in hand and in command. Danny takes a look back and sees a 1.5 length lead over Carol Girl, and Divine Exchange as they turn for home. Principia has led him since the starter said go and is opened up by 2. Carol Girl is giving game chase in second. Wide outside, Brown Sugar Babe is closing in, and so is Alexa's Dream. Alexa's Dream is closing with good energy in the black cap. Principia still leads. Here comes Alexa's Dream with a mid-track burst. Alexa's Dream's got it. The favorite's home. Alexa's Dream from off the pace to win over Principia, Carol Girl, and Brown. away and running. Slow to go is Pineapple Lane. Good speed today for Morales Little Kid. There's the long shot C Races up the inside. And on the far outside, Vibrant Forces right there too. Sheriff Joe takes the inside trail to be a joined fourth under the line for the first time. And Pineapple Lane is pulling hard under the jockey's hands. Commission Always is going to float out Casimo very wide. Bally Rhythm is second last. And the early trailer, You Wasn't Ready. A compact field navigates the first turn, and at 35 to 1, Z Races spearheads the field, and three of them are poised to take this rival on. Morales Little Kid now emerges to be in second, and Sheriff Joe stays at the rail, and Vibrant Force is four deep for the back of the track run. Pineapple Lane, the one who broke last, is climbing on the leader's heels now in that fourth place position as they point towards the 4.5 furlong point. So C Races leads, but for how much longer? Sheriff Joe and Morales Little Kid take the fight to that rival, and Pineapple Lane is right there too. Bally Rhythm rides the rail while Casimo's had a very wide trip. Vibrant Force is in front of two, which is Commission Always, and You Wasn't Ready hasn't moved a muscle yet. Around the bend, this is still a compact lot, and Sheriff Joe takes the lead away from the long shot as they kick towards the quarter pole. It's Sheriff Joe, his race to hold or fold. Morales Little Kid is right there in the thick of it too. Crying out for room is Pineapple Lane, wide as Casimo. Heads turn for home, and Sheriff Joe is kicked away by three authoritative lengths. Closing into second is Morales Little Kid up the fence. Bally Rhythm wide outside for Casimo, but inside the concluding stages at 3 to 5. Oh, Sheriff Joe lived up to the hype today. Sheriff Joe has won it over Casimo, Bally Rhythm, and Pineapple Lane's in a photo for fourth. Stand by. Away and running. A tangled start for Magic Who. Good speed today from Good Afternoon Oscar, but McMan is adding fuel to the fire, and so is Play Hard, but he's going to be fanned very wide in the early mix. The long shots are last, which includes Arrogant Rider, Catalea Strike, and last of all is Magic Who. Around the tree line shadows, that's the first turn, and Good Afternoon Oscar shows the way, and under a tight hole too, shows the way 3/4 of a length. Play Hard is right there, content to track in second, and Arrogant Rider, no less than 80 to 1, is pulling his way to that third place spot. McMan travels nicely in that fourth place position. Catalea Strikes had a wide trip around the first turn, and Magic Who had a little bit of trouble when the starter said go and is last of all. 5 furlongs to go, and Good Afternoon Oscar controls the clock today, but the lead's down to a long half length. Play Hard is right there, creeping ever so closer to the speed, and Arrogant Rider outrunning those long shot odds in third. McMan is right there in a position to challenge. Catalea Strike is coming alive, has had a wide trip, and Magic Who's dropped to the tail around the bend past the 3, and Play Hard gets the cue, and Play Hard now takes the lead away from Good Afternoon Oscar, who tries to counter. McMan is right there, 3 across the track. Arrogant Rider drops away to be passed by Catalea Strike inside the quarter pole, and McMan from off the pace comes calling for the lead and kicks away with confidence, leads by 1. Good Afternoon Oscar rides that rail. Play Hard slowly gives way. They're at the final furlong, and it's McMan now slipping away from the opposition. Good Afternoon Oscar battles Play Hard, and Catalea Strike is closing into the trifecta at 35 to 1, but it's all McMan McMan has won it over Good Afternoon Oscar, Catalea Strike, and Play Hard Weekend to fourth. Away and running. A slight bump for Maya C when the starter said go. Good speed today from Mary Chill. Deep on the course is Navani, and the rail belongs to Surprisingly Sweet. Those are the first three that link up with the course proper. Maya C now heads third, and Cron came away in fourth and pulling hard too. And Navani's in front of two. By the Glass is a distant second last, and Rebel Consorts last of all. So around the first turn they go. They pass the 6 furlong stage of the race, and Surprisingly Sweet tries to slacken the pace and shows the way by one. But Mary Chill is right there with no excuses today in second, and Maya C, despite the trouble at the start, is right there in the top three positions early. Cron at even money lopes along the Grays in fourth, two in front of Navani, who's a tracking fifth. By the Glass is right there too, and Rebel Consort still whips him in. Midpoint of the backstretch run over a good rated turf, and Surprisingly Sweet now makes a break for it, and she kicks away by two. Come and Catch Me half mile. Mary Chill is right there on hold in second. Cron gets a little bit of a niggle and responds nicely. Maya C stays at that rail, but to no avail. By the Glass is trapped for the moment. Navani's trying to close in the yellow cap, and out of the clouds comes Rebel Consort. The plot starts to thicken with the quarter pole in sight. Surprisingly Sweet still leading. Mary Chill is still chasing. Here comes Navani, and Cron, the favorites in deep water, needs to go now as they turn for home. Surprisingly Sweet leads, but pushes come to shove as Navani comes calling for the lead. Here's the outside charge from Rebel Consort. Cron is finally picking it up, and here's a beautiful burst of speed from Cron. Navani tries to stick with, but Cron's gonna get there, and a headsy ride by Jorge Ruiz. Cron has won it over Navani, and then came Rebel Consort. Away and running. Good speed, one from the inside for Morumi. Party Monsters right there too. And Nurse Ratchet comes calling for the lead. Little Annie Rose takes the inside trail, and Dia del Sol is a touch wide as they enter the first turn. She's So Cool is in front of one, and three deep is Lucky Lorraine. 7 furlongs to go, and Nurse Ratchet leads, and that price is 60 to 1. Shows the way by two, and Morumbi is right there on a patient hold in second, and Dia del Sol teams up with her, passing the 6. Little Annie Rose stays ground saving from that inside draw, and now Party Monster to take that 4th position away. Deep on the track is Lucky Lorraine, and She's So Cool downgraded to last. 5 furlongs out before they greet the judge, and still the long shot leader is Nurse Ratchet, shows the way by 1. Dia del Sol is right there on a patient hold in 2nd and creeping closer too, and Morumi stays glued towards that rail. Party Monsters deep on the track, while Little Annie Rose has no excuses today under a loose rein. She's So Cool's in front of 1, and that's Lucky Lorraine as they turn again. This astronomical price is on Nurse Ratchet. She shows the way by 1, but they're slowly closing in. Here's Morumi with the run of the race, and Morumi squeezes on through to take control over Nurse Ratchet and Dia del Sol, and up the inside, She's So Cool closes into 4th. Heads turn for home, and Morumi says, "Catch me if you can," and leads by a length and a half. The others are slowly trying to bridge that divide there in the stretch. Morumi still leading. Here's a gutsy foe in Nurse Ratchet today. Up the inside, She's So Cool. Still a few chances. 100 yards to go. Morumi is leading. Nurse Ratchet is chasing at 64 to 1. Up the fence, She's So Cool. Morumi has won it over Nurse Ratchet. Then came She's So Cool and Party Monster.